everyone. Welcome to our Origami program sponsored by RAH SUP. My name is Jay Patel. I'm the Assistant Director for Rowan After Hours.
My name is Regan. I'm the President of the Student University Programmers.
Rowan After Hours is a late night program that happens every Thursday, Friday, Saturday in the Chamberlain Student Center. We have novelties, live performances, and really cool and fun things for you to do. For the fall semester, Rowan After Hours will be happening from 9 to 11 p.m. So come check us out in the Student Center every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
And the Student University Programmers is your on-campus student-run event programming board. So we run all types of events in different committees. We will be back in the fall as well, both virtually and in person. So today we're going to have 3 origami tutorials for you. The first one will be a frog, the next one will be a crane, and then the last one will be your very own prof.
Awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. Just before we start, though, I just want to let everyone know, if you want to learn more about RAH and SUP and also check out all the fun, cool things we've done in the past, come check us out on social media. It's at Rowan SCCA. You can catch us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. This particular video will be posted on YouTube, but also reposted on our Facebook and Twitter. So definitely come check us out. And then also tag yourselves on some of the cool origami creations that you made and tag us at Rowan SCCA. Once again, that's on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and this video will be posted on our YouTube page. But without further ado, let's get started. I'm ready to make some really cool origami figures.
Right. So the first thing you need is a piece of paper. Most people would have just a standard piece of printer paper. If you have your own origami paper, that's great. But you do need to turn this into a square. So the way to do that would be to fold along the diagonal right here, so this corner to this side. And you're gonna have something that looks like this. You're just going to either cut, rip off, fold over that extra piece of paper. So I'll give you guys a second to do that. And when you're done, your finished product will look like this. Perfect square. Just makes the folding a lot easier.
Wow, I feel like that's going to be the easiest thing I do today. So, before we start actually making these origamis, I want to share I'm having fun facts about the history of origami throughout this program, but I'll be remiss not to talk about what origami is and the history of it. But origami is an art form that originally developed in China during the 1st and 2nd century. It gradually moved to Japan during the 6th century. And origami has changed forms throughout its history, and now we're going to be replicating some of Chinese and Japanese culture through this program. So, yeah, Dylan, whenever you're ready, let's take it away and let's do this. I'm ready to learn how to make some cool origami stuff.
Yeah. So I have some colored paper just to make it a little easier for you guys to see how my folds are going and what side we're on. But if you do all white paper, looks good too. So the first fold we're going to make is just in half down the middle. Super easy. And if your folds aren't perfect, no worries, you'll still get your desired result at the end. So we're just gonna try our best. So now you're going to make a fold from this corner to this side. Attempting to do this in the air for you guys. This is some extreme origami.
Did you say on just one side or both sides?
So we're gonna start with just one side. So you're gonna end up with this.
Cool.
Now these are just pre-creases. So we're going to open it up and then we're gonna do the same thing, but on the other side. So we're gonna take this corner and bring it to this side. And these will just make the rest of the folds a lot easier when we have these pre-creases. So now you'll have a square and then a square with an X on it. So now this part's a little hard, but
don't tell me that. I was doing so good, Dylan.
We're gonna do something called a pocket fold. So it should just kind of naturally go, but you might need to guide it a bit. You're gonna take these two ends and kind of just squish them in. So I'll try to get a in progress shot of what it's gonna look like. And then you're gonna push this top triangle down on top of it. So that you'll get something like this. If my folds could go.
Yeah, okay. All right, whatever.
So you'll be left with something that looks like this. So you're basically just pushing the two sides in and then squashing the top on top of it.
Okay, I might have got that. Okay, I think I did it right.
Yeah, looks good.
Oh, don't lie to me. All right, got it. We're good.
All right, so now we're gonna be making the frog's front feet. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take these two tabs that you've created and just fold them up like this. It doesn't matter what size they are. I like to make mine line up with the middle. So you end up with this.
My frog's gonna have small feet.
That's all right. Mine does too a little bit. But that is okay. Now we're done with the top half of our frog. So now we're gonna move on to the bottom half. You're going to fold this bottom piece halfway so that it lines up with this part. Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
Did you fold too far?
I think, but I think I'm good. I'm good now. I got excited.
So now you're going to make these two ends line up in the middle. So you're going to grab the whole side under the foot and just bring it in. We want our frog to be a little on the skinnier side. Yeah. You can do the same thing on the other side. And
You said it has to go underneath it, Dylan?
Yep, right under the leg.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
You should be left with this as your finished product. The two legs up, this is folded in so that they line up in the middle.
If we do it.
And again, if your folds aren't perfect, guys, no worries. You'll still end up with a frog at the end of the day. Nice, that's actually looking good.
I know, right? I'm so proud of myself. This is the first time I've ever done this.
Nah, you're definitely a pro. All right, so now we're going to fold again this length in half. So right about there, you're going to make a fold like this. Nice. And now we're getting to another kind of difficult spot, but don't worry, we made it through the first one, so we should be able to make it through this one. So you're gonna start by folding two triangles in like this.
Like on the outerwards, like
Yep.
on the outside of it? Okay.
On the outside of it, yep. So it should line up with the top of your frog.
Oof. Wait, is it? Did I just make a frog? No.
You're almost there. You just need the back feet, but we're close. So now what we're gonna do is we're going to, you'll see that you made little tabs here.
Mhm.
You're gonna pull the triangle out like this. This part again is a little hard, but that's all right. So you're gonna pull the two legs out and you should be left with like a trapezoid. There you go, yeah. And then you're just gonna fold them down. Fold them back down. So they're out like this, you're just gonna fold them down like that.
Yeah, I don't know about that part. I don't know. It's okay.
You guys
Keep
are
going.
stuck.
I'll figure it out.
You're just gonna take the ends of the triangles and bring them down. And then, similar to what we did up here, you're now going to fold the feet out. So you're gonna take the corners and just bring them out like that. And there you have a basic frog.
Look at that.
But here at Rowan, we are not basic. So we're actually going to make him jump as well. This is just another one extra step, but you're going to basically accordion fold it. So you're going to fold him up like a pancake. And then now that you've made this rectangle here, you're going to fold that in like that.
What?
Now, it's hard for me to show you guys, but if you push down on that top part, your frog will jump.
Mine doesn't jump. I think I just undid half the work I did. So it's fine.
Well,
it's fine.
like I said,
it's okay.
You can keep it the other way, but if you do want it to jump, you're just going to do that extra step of making that accordion fold. And there you have it.
That is super awesome.
You made it pretty far. I'm pretty impressed.
I did. I'm not very skilled in the arts and craft, and I still continue to make myself and challenge myself to do really cool things like this. So This is super awesome. Just again, shout out to RAH and SUP. We're teaming up together to provide this really cool program for everyone to do at home. Also follow us on social media at Rowan SCCA. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. So make sure you do that. And also take a picture of these really cool creations. I will not take a picture of this one because I do not think it's Instagram worthy. But make sure you take a picture of this and post it and tag Rowan at Rowan SCCA when you do so. And
I'd love to see if you get them to jump. Send us a video.
Send us a video too. But yeah, let's move on to our next origami.
Yeah.
Before we get started on our next origami creation, I have another fun fact, of course. Origami wasn't just created for fun and so we can just hop around hopping frogs all day, but origami made its way into Japanese weddings where they would create the bride and groom out of paper and give them to them during their wedding process. So I thought that was really cool to show how origami has made and embedded itself into Japanese culture from Chinese influence. So yeah, that's an awesome fun fact. Yeah, so the next one that we're going to be making is a crane. It's like the classic origami piece that everyone sees. And when I was a kid, this is like all I wanted to learn. I don't know why, but I was like, I want to be cool and make origami cranes all day. So the first thing that we're going to need again is our square piece of paper. So if you don't have that yet, pause the video, go make another square piece of paper. Our first step is going to be folding it in half diagonally. So if you were making a square piece of paper, the fold is already there. But if not, you're just going to fold it diagonally down the middle. Then once it's folded like that, you're just going to go ahead and fold it in half one more time. Not too tough yet. Okay. So now we have a few more of those pocket folds from before where they just have to kind of like fall into it. You start off hard. It's all right. We just got to be patient. The end product is going to look so awesome. So you should now have a triangle that opens up on one side. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the side that opens up and fold it over. This is one of those pre-creases. That's just going to make the next fold a little easier. And now you're going to open it up. And then fold it down. So I'll do that one more time. Am I opening it up? Am I opening it up folded, or am I? No, you can unfold it. Okay. Back and then open it up like this. And then you're just gonna open it up, and along that new crease you made, it's just gonna help you fold it. So you're gonna open it up. And you're gonna move. I'm dropping it. You're gonna move the triangle over
into the next corner.
Got it.
Guys, you see it one more time. This is what you're going to end up with. Sometimes I just need to see kind of the end goal. You're going to have a triangle and a square. Nice, nice.
Yep. See, I got this.
You got, yeah, you get it. So now you're going to flip it over the other side so that the non-folded side is facing you. And you're going to do it one more time. So you're going to fold this triangle in to get a nice pre-crease. You're going to unfold it. And you're going to open it up and make sure that it comes down on top. Sometimes it's a little hard and you have to kind of mess around with it a little bit. I know I do right now. My folds were not perfect before and it's coming back to bite me. And this is probably the hardest fold in this piece though. So if we get past this point, we will be good to keep on going. And if you're getting stuck, you can always unfold it and make those creases again. They really do help when it comes to the pocket folds. And you'll end up with this. It's a square that opens up to this. You guys can get here. If not, feel free to go back and watch the video over again to get to this point.
I'm probably not going to get to that point anytime soon. But continue and I'll try to catch up.
All right. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to make some kite bowls. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this end and make sure that it lines up with the middle. So you end up with this. And you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, trying to make sure that all your lines look great, but if not, you're still going to get the crane at the end, so no worries. I know mine are not looking perfect right now. The perfectionist in me is kind of like, what are you doing? So you're just going to do that. And then you're going to fold the top. So you have this.
Yeah, I'm lost.
You tapping out? You tapping out?
I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out.
That is okay. So you're gonna have this square. You're gonna fold these pieces in. And this is where it gets a little tricky. You're gonna I know. I was like, oh, we got the tricky part done.
It's okay. I tapped out, so I'll support
you. So what you're gonna
you.
do is you're going to take this top little piece, and you're just gonna start pulling it back. And you see it kind of looks like it has a mouth. You're going to want to close that mouth in sideways. Again, since this is a pocket fold, they should just fall into place, but sometimes they don't want to. You're going to close the mouth like that, and you'll be left with a diamond and the square behind it. And I shouldn't have picked blue paper. It's kind of reflecting in my light, but that's all right. And now you're going to do the exact same thing that we just did on the other side. So you're going to make this fold again. Yours is looking really good, Jay.
I'm done. Oh my god. I've been tapped out to something so quick.
I'm excited to see what you end up making.
Me? Yeah.
So you have that. And again, you're going to open it up. You can see mine is not looking perfect, so I hope that doesn't deter it too much. It shouldn't. You're going to pull that top layer back. Looks like a mouth. And you're going to start closing the mouth from the sides. Fold them down to have some triangles into the shape of a diamond. So you have a diamond. One side will look like this, like a beak, and the other side will look like feet. To me, it kind of looks like one of the droid ships from Star Wars. But this is now, it's just easy out from here. So you're going to make sure that the feet are on the bottom, the beak is on the top, and you're going to fold these little triangles in half. So I'll start folding it and I'll show you guys. You're basically going to line, again, this corner up to the middle. Like that. just the top layer of it. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Fold it back over so that the side meets up with the middle.
Fun.
And you're gonna do the same thing on this side. So you're gonna take this, fold it into the middle. And now this is where it starts getting tough, not because of the folding, but because the paper's starting to get thick. So it might be a little harder to fold. If you have one part that's just really stubborn that you can't get down, you can take a pen and use it on a surface to kind of flatten it out, make the folds look a little bit tighter. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side again. So you're gonna do that a total of 4 times. Kind of looks like a little boat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a sailor hat.
Yeah, it could be a sailor hat.
Could be.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Skinny diamond. What you're gonna do is, you have the legs on the bottom. You're gonna fold them up like that. On both sides, now these are just pre-folds, so they don't need to be perfect. And the last tough part, and then we're done, we have our crane. You're going to turn it to its side and just start pulling this part out. So you'll see that this is a valley fold. It folds in like that. We want to turn it into a mountain. So we basically just want to invert it while we pull it up. So that it tucks itself in. So I'll do it a little more slowly on this side so you guys can see. You have the leg of the diamond. You're going to open up the side of it. And you're just going to start pulling it out while pushing this fold into a mountain fold. And you should be left with this. You can adjust the angles of these if you want the tail to be a little bit higher than the head. You'll be left with this. And the next step is to fold the wings down. So you'll see these lines. I like to just fold the entire wing down. You'll see it will fold until it can't anymore.
Wow, that's awesome.
You can do that on this side. And now you get to choose which side you want to be the head and which side you want to be the tail. This one's looking a lot nicer, so I'm going to make that the head because you're going to take it, open the fold up a little bit, fold down however big you want the head to be, and then you're just going to tuck that in. So you're going to take this, just close it up on it like that. And that's what the fold looks like. Over there, I feel like one of those like beauty gurus. And then when you lift the wings up, you have yourself a crane. Mine's looking a little thin because my paper was a lot smaller, but if you're using regular printer paper, it'll look something like this.
And nothing like this.
And nothing like that. And now if you
Should
want,
not look like this.
if you want it to be able to sit up, you can fold the bottoms out, flare them out like that, just so that it gives it kind of a base to sit on. And then you're done. You have yourself a crane.
I will not be posting this one either on Instagram because this is a hat and this is not a crane. But just another shout out to SUP and RAH for hosting this program. Check us out on social media at Rowan SCCA on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. But yeah, that's super awesome. Thanks, Dylan. I learned nothing from
That's
that,
right.
but I'm going to look at this video
watch the
again.
video back.
Exactly.
Just watch the video back and keep trying.
I'll point of reference now. All right, y'all, before we get started on our last origami, I know it's our last one, it's very sad. Like I said, I'd be remiss again without one of my cool fun facts. Origami is actually derived from two Japanese word, ori, which means fold, and guami means paper. So just a cool fact I'd like to share with everyone. But without further ado, Dylan, let's get started with our last origami.
Yeah, we'll make our last folded paper art. So our last one is going to be our prop, our mascot. So you're going to start with your folded piece of paper again. into a square. This one starts very similarly to the crane. So if you're having some problems with that one, we'll try to go a little slower so that we can make sure. It's definitely not as complex as that, but it does start.
Thanks to Jay Patel about his origami skills. But you know what? I'm gonna get this one. I won't tap out. I'm just gonna keep going.
It might be easier to see now. We have like the darker paper. All right, so you're gonna start by folding it in half into a triangle, right along that diagonal line. The interesting thing about origami too is you really could use any paper. I used to use like gum wrappers, Jolly Rancher wrappers, really anything you could find that's thin enough to fold, you can use.
What happens if it's not a perfect square? Is that gonna mess it up?
No, not necessarily. It's just easier because a lot of it is folding in half. So that's why they say even if you have this and you just fold it over so it's out of the way, it'll make it a little easier when finding the halves to fold.
Awesome.
So now that you have this, you're gonna fold it in half again.
I like this part. This is the easiest part.
Yeah, if you watch the crane, this looks a little familiar. With the side with the flat, you're gonna make a pre-crease right over to the other side. And then you're gonna unfold it, open it up, and basically you're gonna get this over to this side to make a square. So you're gonna open it up and flatten it out along those lines that we already made. If you guys are back to this point and you fold it over, you're basically gonna use this part as the guide. So when you open it up like that, you're gonna use that line to know where to push your triangle. So you're gonna end up with the square like that again. Now it's done by just opening the triangle up, pushing it to the side.
Got it.
So you got to this part last time, Jay, so I feel like you can definitely do it. Then you're gonna do, you're gonna flip it over so that the side without the line is facing you. So basically the side that's not folded in yet, you're going to fold over so that you get a square. You have this triangle, you're gonna open it up, fold it over, squash it down like that. And then you can always adjust it after you make the fold to kind of line it up more, make it look a little more, clean cut and perfect. So when we're back to this square, which is the same point that Jay tapped out last time.
Pretty close to tapping out again, but I promised I wouldn't.
All right, so we have our square with the two pieces inside, like that.
I'm like 7 pieces inside my square. All right, you keep going. I'm not tapping out. I'm just refolding.
So once again, we're gonna take these edges and fold them into the middle. So you're gonna fold it in the middle like that. You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Like that. And you're gonna fold the top over like that. You can open it up and you're back to your square, but now you have these 3 triangle pieces again. You're going to take the topmost layer, start pulling it back. You'll see a mouth again. You're gonna wanna shut the mouth on the side. So you open the mouth up, you'll see the sides already kind of start folding in. That's because of those lines we made. You're just gonna help them down as best you can. Sometimes you have to kind of just start folding it on your own. And then once you get the one down, the other one should kind of just fold down to match it. And you can straighten up the top, the bottom. If it's looking like mine, it's got some weird bends in there, I'll pop those and I just make it look a little nicer. And you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So you're going
starting
to, Jay, you're going to get to that point, at that square. It's what's holding you up.
The square is the only.
You just gotta like kind of just move that triangle around, trying to just get it to follow on top. You're going to take the edge and fold it into that middle line one more time. Just like
I'll get a
that.
new piece of paper.
You're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. And you have that top piece again. You're gonna fold it over. Now this pre-crease I've learned is like one of the most important, this top one. So I would really get that folded down. It makes the opening of the mouth and closing it a lot easier. So then you're gonna open up your side again. You have a square with the 3 triangles. And you can go ahead and start pulling that layer back. You'll see a mouth. You're gonna wanna start closing that in on the sides. If you don't get on your first try, you can refold it. Get those creases in again. Here ended up with your triangle there. You have your other side, you're just gonna fold it in. Should come down right next to that triangle. If it doesn't fall right away, see like mine has that weird line, it's not letting it close, you can help it out a little bit. Close it right up. Fix any lines you got. We don't want that, so we're gonna straighten it up. Now you're back, just like the crane.
Oh,
Our beak on top and our feet on the bottom.
I ripped it. I need
You
a new
ripped
piece of
it?
paper.
Oh no.
That's okay. I'll just start over.
So from here on out, it's a lot easier than the crane. There's no like tiny little fold. You're just going to fold the beak down. Just bring it right down. You'll be left with a kite on both sides, a kite. So then after you get that kite, you're gonna start by pulling the wings out. So to pull the wings out, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take this corner, match it up to the middle, just like that. You do the same thing on the other side. Just like that. You're gonna do the same thing right on the back. So now on both sides, you should have 2 triangles on the top. Now you'll see that you have these side flaps. So what you're just gonna do is you're just gonna start pulling it out. Start bending it up. This is that inside part of your 2 triangles. So you have the 2 triangles on the end and these 2 things on the inside. You need to start pulling them out. Then once you get about halfway up, you're just gonna turn it whichever way it wants to go. Turn it 90 degrees. Do it a little slower on the other side so you can see what that looks like. You can see mine's not perfect, so then you can kind of adjust it. So on this side, start pulling it out, and then you're just gonna twist it like that. So you're pulling it up, then you twist it. And then after you twist it, you just kind of squash it down into there. You should be looking for something like this, and the 2 wings on the side. So after that, all that's left to do is make the beak. So you're gonna fold this top part down. You should already see kind of 2 lines already kind of made by all your creases. You're just gonna try to line the triangle up with that as best as possible. Just like that. But as you all know, the Rowan prof has his angry eyebrows. We want to replicate that. So then you're going to take the beak that you just made, fold it back up like an accordion. So not all the way, but just about all the way. And then you're just going to take the whole thing, that whole part that you made, and fold down. So you have this, and you're just gonna fold it down. After you do that, again, this is a little thick, so what I like to do is take my pen, try to get it solid, and you are left with a prof. As you see, this one is a little bit uneven, but something I like to do with the prof, and I can show you on one I made a little earlier, is draw a face on it.
Wow,
so
that's awesome. That's awesome.
If you make your folds as even as possible, you get something closer to this. But this still looks like an owl. They're friends. And then you can draw the eyes under the eyebrows, folds over, and you have a Rowan prof.
I'm impressed. I did not get through the folds again, and I promise.
It's okay. I mean, luckily, our students at home, they can rewatch it and go kind of try to figure it out, pause the video. You're at a bit of a disadvantage.
Right. I'll use that as the excuse. But that was super awesome. Once again, I want to thank SUP and the RAH team for getting together to put this on for everyone. I know everyone's still at home and looking for things to do, but like I said, continue to connect with us on social media at Rowan SCCA. You can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and this will be posted on our YouTube. But also, just make sure that you post some of your really cool origami creations, especially that prof, because that prof was looking awesome. I will not be posting my ripped piece of paper on Facebook on the Rowan SCCA, but I would definitely be interested in looking at all of your creations. Once again, thank you so much. My name is Jay Patel. I'm the Assistant Director for Rowan After Hours.
And my name is Regan. I'm the President of the Student University Programmers.
And we look forward to seeing you on campus. We'll see you soon.
Can't wait. See you soon.